Yeah, so growing up, having friends and all that, it's all good. But I was kind of loner at the same time. Uh, I saw a ghost when I was young. You might see it on my channel. It talks about that. I saw a real ghost. She was down the hallway, and she looked like my grandma that I never met, and all that good stuff. And yeah, so I knew the spiritual world was real, and I always believed in God, so I was kind of spiritual myself, I thought, anyways. But just going through school life and all that, trying to find girlfriends, and this one girl from junior high and on. One of the years, the show with Fred Savage was on at the same time I was, and I was trying to make a competition because he always had a girlfriend. I was like, you know what, Fred? I'm going to get a girlfriend. Kevin! And this one girl, man, she was a cheerleader in junior high, and she was in my buddy's class and all that stuff, and she said she wanted a boyfriend. So I was like, I want to be her boyfriend, you know? But I was always so shy. I went to every single dance in the school, hoping that she would be there. And the danger was it was a crush that got so strong it wasn't really fair to her, if you know what I mean. You could have a crush on somebody and put her on a pedestal and make her something that she's not, and that's basically what I did. And from junior high throughout high school, my heart was gripped of trying to get with her. And she had no clue who I was. Maybe she did. I called her a couple times. Hi, my name's Bill. And she was really nice to me, so it was all good on that. But, man, it was heart-wrenching. And there was one big blow, I think, cut it off on. I think it was my sophomore or junior year in high school. And I got my yearbook, and I really wanted her to sign it. And so I gave it to my buddy in the morning, and he took my yearbook and went there, and it was in the potty. They had a same pottery class or whatever. And so basically, I get my yearbook back, and it's the last day of school, and I look at it, and there's pictures cut out, and clay in the back, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is this? And basically, her friends saw some rude remarks over other people's pictures and all that, and so it was a big mess. She thought that I was writing bad stuff over people's things, and so she basically wrote at the end, "I thought you were a nice guy," and it was ugly. And I had no way to back it up to tell her it wasn't me. I didn't do it, because the guy who borrowed it wrote all this stuff on top of people's pictures and all that. So that broke my heart. It crushed me, and my reputation felt like it was down the toilet. And then this one girl in my neighborhood, she was all mean to me and stuff. And so for some reason, I went out with her. She wanted to go out with me, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go out with you. So we had a relationship and all that, and really, it was bad because I was into secular hip hop, like Two Live Crew. Actually, not Two Live Crew, but it was Luke from Two Live Crew. I was into his stuff after Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and all that. They were just battling it out, and yeah, so I was all into the nasty stuff, and but I was too young to get into the porn. But I never went into it, just because I was like 16 or whatever, and not if I saw a late night thing in Showtime or something, then it would be like, oh, ooh, ah. But so I was all messed up on that. Just my heart gripped with lust and nasty junk, and just being a nasty boy and all that. And but this one kid in junior high. Wow, I'm bouncing everywhere, huh? I believe, no, it wasn't junior high. Yeah, he was in junior high and I was in high school, but he invited me to church. I was like, church? No. I don't want to. He was like, no, you check it out on Wednesdays. It's off the hook. It's really cool. So, okay. And so I lost that girl. We had a sexual relationship. It's basically just ripped my heart out because when you have sex, you become one with the person. And yeah, it was just bad. And on top of that, I had a best friend. It was really, really, really close. He was really cool and fun and loud and obnoxious, and did a lot of bad stuff with him too. Just destroyed this office and all that. He had a cleaning service in the office, and so we did stupid stuff like go in the back and throw these big long uh, light fixture things up in the air and hear them shatter in the dark, and then we run and laugh, haha, and then we put on the telephones, all these 900 numbers, and we were just bad, 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 like Bart Simpson kids. And I remember one time, and I can remember to this day, and I can feel the guilt still, as I took a knife and poked these tires of this one truck that was sitting in front of the office, and I felt so bad on the drive home. I mean, yeah, it was bad. But then I found out that he bought a car, and me and him went to go pick up the car, and I drove the car. He wanted me to drive his new car home. And a couple days later, I get called in the office at school, and it's my mom saying that somebody's been writing checks out of her checkbook, and lo and behold, it was my buddy who took a checkbook, bought that car that I drove, basically just stabbed me in the back, and yeah, it was a bad situation there. And so I lost my girlfriend, lost my friend, my cat died at the same time, and my grandma, my favorite grandma, she died. And so I was like, okay, God, I know you're there. And so I took up that friend's offer. So, okay, I'll check out the church. And went there on Wednesday night with youth group, and it was cool. The pastor was on the microphone, and people were clapping and laughing and having a good time. And yeah, there were a lot of nerdy ones, and I was a nerd too, but it was cool. I was like, whoa, this place is pretty cool. And they said, well, we're having a youth convention coming up. And I was like, really? And I'm running out of time, so stay tuned at part 2.